Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and we're going to play around a little bit today. Now, I saw a similar project like this from, and I'm going to have to look it up real quick. Just bear with me a second. Let me think. Who was it from? I watched just a tiny bit of it last night or night before. Just enough to get me interested, and then I fell asleep. Um, I think it was this one. Let's see. I'm going to turn it down real low and then see if I can just look at the first part of it and see if this is it. Sorry about this. I should have looked this up before I came on, and I didn't. Yes, it is from Liz. The Paper Project is her YouTube name, and I will link her down below. I saw something similar to this on hers. Now, it wasn't exactly like it because I don't have some of the same things that she does, but I just thought I would improvise. Like I said, I fell asleep when I caught just the first little bit of it. I fell asleep. I was so tired. So it wasn't that she was boring. It was just that I was tired. But she used one of those inner office envelopes, and I don't even have one, I don't think, anywhere. If I do, I don't know where it is. But I got this envelope the other day when I got a gift sent to me. So this one is 6 by 9. So I think this is going to work about right. I don't remember what size her inner office envelope was, but I think this one's going to work. And then I've got just some junk mail envelopes that are 3 3/4 by 7 1/4. I've got 2 of those, and then I had just another couple that I'm going to use in a minute for some pockets. And then I just pulled some scrap paper out of my bin, and we're going to see what we can make. See if we can come up with something similar to what she did. I'm not sure. Like I said, I fell asleep and I didn't even go back and watch all of it. I just caught the very first part of it. So I'm not sure if this is going to be like it or if I'm going to be making something completely different. But this is just what's in my head. But I am going to link her channel below. You go over and check her out. I mean, what little I saw, she's very creative. Now, I'm going to go ahead and glue this. Well, I really shouldn't put glue right there. Okay, I'm going to wipe that glue off. I'm going to wipe the glue off down here because I don't want to close my pocket part up, because this is going to be a pocket and I don't want to close that up. So we just put glue right there, gluing that up. Then I want to cut open the top part of it because she actually had a flap on hers because it was that inner office envelope, and I'm not going to have a flap unless I just create one, which I could probably do. So we're just going to open the top part of this up, just trim it off a tiny, tiny little bit. And no idea if I went straight or not, but it looks straight enough, I guess. Let's go a little bit more right here. My grandbaby and I went shopping today for the first time since all of this had started. She wanted to do some shopping, so I took her out shopping. She is 8, and she is a little pistol ball, I'm telling you. She gets up at the crack of dawn. By 10 o'clock, she's fast asleep. And when she wakes up, she's ready to go. There's not a dull moment when that child is around. And she's not one of those kids that likes to sit around and watch TV or watch her iPad or anything like that. She likes to stay busy. So she was constantly, all day long, Nene, what do you got for me to do? Nene, can I help you? What can I do, Nene? Can I dust? She cleaned my cars out. She dusted for me. She helped me pack some orders this morning. That was all before we went to town. So she is a little busybody, I'm telling you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to cover this part of my envelopes before I glue them on here. The reason I want to do that is because I want to use my punch and punch a little pull right there, a thumb pull. So I'm going to put glue. Now, I'm not going to glue this part right here because I don't want that closed up. I'm just going to put glue down through here, and then right up here, and then down this side. I don't know if this is going to turn out like anything, but we'll see. You know, it's just paper and these are just scraps, so what difference does it make? If it turns out like something, we'll be excited, and if it doesn't, then we'll just move on to something else. Alright, I'm going to lay this right at the edge. Now I want to leave just a little bit of room. I don't want to put it right up at this because I want that to fold over. So I'm going to leave just a little bit of room between there. Maybe you can see that. I'm leaving just a little bit there. Hopefully that is about straight enough. Now I'm just pressing that down, and then I'm going to flip it over and just trim it off. I like to do that rather than having to measure and do that way. So we're just going to do it this way. And hopefully I will not cut a hole in my envelope. I didn't bring my glasses out here again. So we shall see. If I have a hole in my envelope, you know what we'll do? We'll glue it back together. Not a big deal, is it? Let's see if I got a hole in it. Ooh, I don't think I do. I don't think I got a hole in it that time. Okay, we've got that covered. Now, what are we going to do? Okay, then I'm going to cover my other. I'll cover this one. And, I think I'm going to cover this one in this paper. They're both from the same paper collection. This is those were from the Havana paper collection. I have no idea if that's still where you can get it, but if it is, I will link it below. It's a very pretty collection, and it is Prima. I guess you know by now I love Prima. I think it's very pretty. And I'm not using a lot of new papers because right now I like using the digital. Plus, it's very, very hard for us right now to get new collections in. It is just, I mean, we're having to struggle just to keep up with our kits, getting everything for those. So that's what we're having to do right this minute. It's just, this has just been some more year. Alright, I am going to just trim this off. I'm just kind of trimming very carefully. Because I am pretty good about going crooked. So I'm just going to try to trim as careful as I can on that. Alright. So I've got both of those covered, and now I can punch my little pull in this, I think. Hopefully I can. Yeah, it'll go in there. I knew that if I glued it down that I wouldn't be able to do this. So, oops. I'm going to let that one dry a little bit more. It's not dry enough for me to do that. So we will punch this one first. Let's see. Somewhere about right there, maybe. Oops. Look at that. It just jumped right out of there. Alright. Oh yeah, that looks good. Now we'll see if we can punch this one. I may have to glue it back down after I punch it, but that's okay if I do. I want to go ahead and get this punched. And I'm just eyeballing. That looks good. A little bit off, but it'll work. Alright, now what you want to do is I'm going to glue these to the back right here at the bottom, right there, like that. And I'm going to leave a little bit of space between those so that this will fold over. I'm not going to glue it right up to the edge. Okay, like that. Now, something else that I saw someone do the other day, let me grab my little garbage back out here, and I'll show you. Think. I saw someone do this the other day with, it was actually one of you guys that had sent me a little gift. I'm not going to use that one. I'm just going to punch two more. And you had this done on one of the pieces that you sent me. So I thought, what an ingenious idea is that. So see, that was just a scrap piece. And what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to take this little piece and I'm going to glue it right there. Just like that. And see, that's going to cover that little opening where that inside of that envelope was showing. So I'm just going to glue that little piece down there. And I wanted it to be a different color just so that you could see that there is a little pull there. So let's put a little glue on that. I can't remember who sent me that had this on there when they had done their little pockets and things like this. And I thought, oh my goodness, why have I not already thought about that a long time ago? Okay, look at that. There we go. And now you can tell that there's a pull there, but you don't see that envelope. Isn't that nice? All right, I think we're going to put this one down like that. And you could cut out a bigger circle than what I did, or a bigger, I can't talk. I have been talking to a 8-year-old all day long, so you have to excuse me. We have had some fun though. There we go. Got that. Now we can put these down. Now I'm going to glue these right on the back of here. Now this is my opening up here at the top, so I'm going to glue these down right here. Not going to glue them close so that this will still fold over. So we're just going to put some glue on here. I'm going to fold that around so that I can tell about where I need to attach that, just so that I don't get it too off when I glue that down. There we go. So that one's going to be like that, and I just even, got it even right here at the bottom. And then we're going to do this one, and I'm just putting glue right out here at the edge. Whoops. And evidently on that too. Alright. Pull this around. It's just easier for me to do it this way for some reason. I can see it a little bit better. Well, that one's not wanting to go on there like I want it to. There we go. Okay, so we got that down, and don't worry about that crooked. Alright, that one is down. Don't worry if you get a little wrinkle or something in that envelope lid thing there, because it's not going to matter. All that's going to be covered. Alright, so that's going to fold out like that. Now we're going to cover this, and let's see, I'm not going to have enough of that paper to cover it. Let's see if I have another sheet of that. I do. I have another sheet. So I think I'm going to cover that right there. And I'm just going to pull that up a little bit and take a, well, I would take a pencil if I had one. Okay. Alright, I'm going to mark this with a pencil. Right there. Then I'll pull that back down and mark it up here at the top. So that's where we want to cut that. That works right there. So that's what we're going to cover that with. And I'm just going to put a nice amount of my art glitter glue all the way around. Make sure that my butterflies are flying the right way. This is going to be the top, so we want them flying up that way. Then we'll press that down. Okay. Oh, that looks cute already. So that's going to fold over. We're going to cover these sides. But I'm going to, before I forget, let's see, do I want to cover that back? No, we're going to cover the back first before we do cut the hole in the top. So let's go ahead and find a sheet to cover the back with. And I think we'll just use this one. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that one. Okay, do you see where my mark is? Because I don't see where my mark is. I think it's right there. That's what we're going to say anyway. Hopefully that's right. I think that works. Okay, we're going to put this piece down in the back. We're just going to cover all parts. Oops, got it a little bit high. Cover all parts on that. Now we can cut our little, well, I don't know if I want to cut a little opening. Let me think. I think I want to cut an opening in the front, but not the back, because I may put a flap on this. I'm trying to think. Yeah, let's do that. Let's cut an opening for the front, but not the back. Look, this had something inside it. Had Amazon papers inside it. I didn't even look to see if there was anything in the envelope. Alright, let's see if we can get this in here to punch. This may be easier said than done. Let me see. Let me see. Does that look about right there? Let me hold it in the camera. I think that'll work. It worked. Now see, you can turn this around, glue it to the back, and you can glue it right there. I actually think that Liz did this on a couple of hers, so we're going to do that. But I had seen it somewhere else on one of you guys had done it and sent it to me in a gift, a little pocket page, and it had lots of little pockets in it, and it had thumb pulls, and wherever you had punched a thumb pull, you had taken that piece and then glued it back right at the top, or you know. Isn't that cute? Look at that. I like that. Okay, so we've got those. We've got the back covered. Now let's cover these, and then we'll decide if we want to put a flap on this or if we're just going to leave it like this. We will decide in a second. So what do we want to cover the front with? I like this, so I think I'll cover this side right there. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let me mark it. So I'm just going to mark right there, and then we'll pull it back down, and I'm going to mark right there. And I'll have to mark both of them because you know as well as I do that envelopes are not all the same, especially the junk envelopes. Now see, I lost my mark again. Where's my mark? Is that it right there? Man, I should have wore my glasses in here. Okay, we're going to try there. If that's not right, then we'll just be wrong. Oh, look. Amazing. I cut it right that time, I think. Okay, so we're going to glue that one down right there. Let me see which way looks the best. All right, we're going to glue this down on here. Now, you could cut your opening out, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to use it on this one, but you could certainly do that, and that would be another little ingenious thing to do. Your tag would show through, that kind of thing, but I'm not going to do it on this one. I am just going to glue it straight down. Well, I'm going to glue it down. We'll see how straight it is. We will see the real thing. There we go. Looks pretty good. Alright, let's make sure that everything still looks okay when we bring it to the front. And then we'll cut the one for this one. Now this art glitter glue, I know there's a lot of you who have just bought it that said that you're going to try it. I want to tell you a little bit. The art glitter glue dries really quick. It does give you a little bit of wiggle room, but it does dry quick. And you don't have to use as much art glitter glue as I use. I am a heavy-handed gluer. So when I put something together, I like for it to stay for many, many, many moons. So I put a lot of glue. I put way more than what I need on art glitter glue, but I just like it that way. Right, look at that so far. Now, I'm thinking, you could put your pockets starting up here and push your tags down in there if you wanted to. I kind of like the pockets this way. So I think I'm going to leave that. And I do want to put a flap, but I don't really know how I'm going to do that right yet. So let's see what we can do. Let's just see. We might be able to use another envelope, maybe, and put a flap on there. It wouldn't be a very big one. We'll just need to cut it off and do a little bit of working around here, but I think we can do it. So all I'm going to do is cut this envelope off right at that mark. Okay, I'm going to save that little piece. I think I can do something with that in a minute. And then I'm going to open this envelope up because I really don't need all of it. Okay. We're just going to open that up. And then I'm going to cut it off just about right there. I'm not measuring, I just want a little bit of a lip on there. And I should have put this down. Guess what? I should have put this down before I put my back paper on, but I didn't. So we're gonna improvise and do it anyway. Now I want both ends of my envelope top to be the same. So I'm just going to put them together like that, and then I'm just going to trim it like that. Okay. So then it looks like a regular envelope top. Now, see what I was talking about? I should have put this down before I put that backing on, and I didn't. So we will come back and cover that with something. Or, let's see what I can do here. Or. Alright, I'm going to trim this off a little bit on each side. This is making it up as you go. That's what this is. I'm going to trim that off a little bit. Come on now. Go down in there. Okay. And then I'm going to stick that down in there. And then, oh, that will work. I think that will work. Okay. What we're doing is we're going to glue the envelope lid down into here. So I'm going to lift that up and I'm going to glue it down right there at the back. That's going to cover that little piece up, but we can fix that piece easier than we can fix that whole back there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on here. Well, I'm going to put some glue on here. Now I'm not going to put a ton because I don't want to glue my envelope together. Then, let's see. I'm going to just kind of take my bone folder and run down in there and press that down. I'm just going to make sure that there's no glue down in there, and there's not. So then we have a little flap here, and now I just want to put a little something right there. So let me grab just a piece of whatever. Trim this off. Yeah, we'll just do that. We'll cut a piece of this. Okay. And I'll just run that down in there. Just like that. And there is that covered again. Now we need to cover this. I want to cover that in something. So let's see what. I think this would be pretty to just cover it with that. And I can probably just glue that down like that and then trim it off. Now when you're gluing this down for your flap, don't go too close in here, because if you do, you're not going to be able to fold that. You're going to have to leave a little bit of a gap, but that doesn't bother me at all to leave that little bit of a gap. So I'm just going to put a little glue on this. Is this not making it up as you go? And we're hoping that this will work. And then I'm going to leave that little bit of a gap there. Hopefully it will still fold over. I think it will. Let's see. Oh yes. There we go. We got a little gap there. Then I'm just going to flip it over. And you could just make this out of paper if you wanted. You wouldn't have to use another envelope. But since I have an endless supply of junk mail envelopes, I just decided to use that. I mean, I get junk mail lots and lots every day. I don't know if everybody is like that or not. And somebody asked me in in the comments if the little towels that I use are wet or dry. Mine are dry. Most of the time they're dry. I'll tell you this, and I've told this on here before. I am pretty stickler about my hands. My husband can attest to that. I wash my hands probably at least 50 times a day, if not more. I'm not a germophobic, but I do have a problem with dirty hands. I can't stand to see dirty hands. My grandbabies can come over, and if their hands are a little bit dirty from playing outside or whatever, I'm constantly washing them. That's just always been one of my little phobias. Even when I was a child, my mother said I had problems with dirty hands. I always wanted my hands cleaned, whether anything else on my body was clean or not. My hands had to be. But so I wash my hands a lot during the day, and I use paper towels, and I know a lot of people may disagree with that. I use paper towels to dry my hands on because I'm not too fond of drying my hands on a towel that other people have dried their hands on. I know that sounds real germophobic. It does. but I promise I'm not that bad. I'm pretty bad, but not that bad. I'm OCD. So I use paper towels to dry my hands on, and I buy, you know, kind of the inexpensive ones. Well, after I use that paper towel to dry my hands on, of course that paper towel is clean because my hands were clean and I just dried the water off. So I bring those paper towels out here to my shop, and I have a little stash of them that I reuse. So I grab them, you know, and I have a little box up there that I put them in, and I reuse those paper towels for days until they get, you know, kind of grungy, and then I'll toss them away. But that's just something that I have done for years. So that is why I have an endless supply of paper towels. And yes, most of the time they are dry. I just use a little piece that I keep here. I keep these over in a little box over here. And then when this gets a little bit grungy with glue and ink and whatever, then I will toss this one and I'll grab another piece. So that's just me using the paper towels over and over. That way I don't throw them away as soon as I dry my hands on it. I am not a wasteful person, I promise you. Now I'm going to ink this a little bit, especially right here at the top, because I've got some of that white envelope showing and I don't like that. You could not ink it, or you could ink it with a color that matches your envelope. I'm just going to use some of this distress ink because I like the color. This is Vintage Photo. I'm just going to put it a little down the sides to cover that envelope. And I'm just running it right down the edge because I don't want a lot up on my paper. So I just hold my little tool straight into it and run it that way. And this is a Tim Holtz distress tool that I use. Of course, there's lots of different tools out there that you can use. I still haven't got the hang of the little brush tool yet. I will one day, but right now I'm real comfortable with this, so this is what I am using. Now, let's see. Okay, I'm going to try to put a little bit of ink right around through here. Just because I like how it separates the pieces. Alright, we've got that. So there's our little flap. There's that. Now let's put some pockets down here. And to put the pockets on, we're going to use some envelopes, of course. And that one's going to be just a little bit wide, I think. Yeah, that's a little bit wide. So, all I'm going to do, I'm still going to use the envelopes, but I'm just going to cut. And I'm going to use my trimmer because it goes much straighter than I do. So I just want to cut that off right there. And let's see if that's about the right width. Yeah, that will work right there. And then I'm going to see if I can get that top a little bit more even. Well, it looks pretty even. Yeah, it's even enough. Alright, we're just going to take this piece, and I am just going to use a piece of this and just cut another one. And for you new subscribers, I know you're seeing this on my hand a lot. I have a lot of severe arthritis in my thumb and my wrist. So sometimes when I have really been doing a lot of work, it flares up and I have to put on this little thing. I don't know if it does any good or not. My doctor says it does, but I've yet to see that. But anyway, it does help as far as me not overextending my thumb, because that's the main part, is those bones in there just kind of rub together because there's no stuff between them anymore. So it does help that part. So I can't say that it doesn't help, but it still gives me fits sometimes. But I try to put this on every so often. And lately, since we've been doing so many kits and shipping and all of that, I've really had a hard time with it lately. So maybe one day you'll watch a video that I don't have this old ugly black thing on. Alright, we're going to put a pocket right there, and then a pocket on this side. And I'm going to cut a little thumb pull in the top of this one. I may have to cut it in both layers because I don't know if this is going to get, no, that won't go in there. I'm just going to cut it in both layers. Just like that. And I should have, let's see, it would have probably been easier for me to do that after I put the paper on. So let's go ahead and cover these with some paper, and I'm just going to use some pieces of scrap. Not that piece. Let's see if this piece will work. Well, that one's not going to work either. It's not quite tall enough. I was going to use scraps, but maybe I'm not going to use scraps. Okay, we've got this piece, but it's the same as on there, and I don't want to use that. So we could use this side of it, I guess. So let's just use this side and put our cover down on here, our mat. And we're not going to have to put one on the back. I started to put one on the back, but we don't have to put one back there because that's going to be glued down. So I'm just going to cut my little opening again. So we will put that down right there. Cute. Let's see. I may put that one in here. And then I'd like to have one that's a little bit brighter on the outside. See if we can find a piece that's a little bit brighter. Let's use a piece of this for this one. Let's see, where's my opening? Up there. Yeah, let's cover that with that. Yeah, that one stands out a little bit more than that one does. I'm still going to leave that one. I'll put something on it, but I like this one too. So we're going to go ahead and punch this. Then I'm just going to ink around them just a little bit. It just separates it from the background. See how it makes those pockets stand out a little bit better? I like that. Alright, so we're going to glue these down, and I'm just going to glue them on the sides and the bottom. That way you'll have two tuck spots on here if you want to. If you want it that way. We're just going to glue like that. And I'm just putting it pretty close to the bottom. It doesn't have to be all the way. Just kind of even it up. Like that. Then we're going to do this one the same way. Just a little bit down the side. Across the bottom. Okay, so there are our pockets. There's our top. Pockets here. You could always put a pocket in here. I wonder if we could do that. Let's see if we can. We would need to put something like this in here. I think we can. I think so, without it getting too bulky. You don't want it so bulky that you can't close it up, but I think this will still work. Yeah, I think that'll work right there. Put a little pull right there. Cute. I like that. So there's another pocket. We're just going to glue down the side, across the bottom. Cute. Well, let's see. Nope. It doesn't hinder the closure at all. I like that. Now on here, you could close this a couple of different ways. You could always just leave it open and not put anything here to put a tag or something in there, but I want that to be more of a little storage than a tag. So what I'm going to do is just put a little Velcro dot on there. You could put a magnet on it. A lot of times I just grab my Velcro dots because they're a little bit easier, but you could also put a magnet on there too. So let's see. Got one side, but I need the other side. There we go, right there. These are just little Walmart. Uh-oh, did I put it? Maybe not. No, it's just right. Okay, so see, you can't even see those. They're the, excuse me, they're the little clear ones from Walmart. I just buy a big pack of them there. All right, there is that closed. Now, we want to put a little bit of something on here. I want to decorate it just a little bit. And then we can make some tags for it. Okay, these are some of our digitals, and I'm going to use this piece right here. This is just printed on regular copy paper. Maybe a little bit thicker than copy paper, but it's not on a cardstock. It's not very thick. But this is okay when you're going to be gluing it down to something else. You don't have to have a thick paper. So I kind of like that look right there. I don't know. I know the background is a completely, probably different color, but to me, that just looks pretty. So now I need to decide if I just want to glue it down there, or if I want to put it on a tag. Let me decide. And then this is also another one of our digitals. And I love this one. It may be a little bit too big. I may have to, let's see. No, I think that will work great for a tag. Let's see. Let's go ahead and cut this out. I think that is so pretty. All right, let's see if that will fit in one of these pockets. Yeah, it will fit. We're going to have to back it with something, but it will fit. But I really think I want it on the front like this. And I think I want this one back here on a tag so that it will stick out like that, and I'll still be able to see that. It's going to be roses, roses, roses. And that doesn't bother me at all. I think they're so pretty. And then for the inside, we'll need to make another tag. So let's back this with something. What am I going to back it with? This is on a heavier cardstock, but it still needs to have something on the back because it is not quite thick enough to use for a tag when you're pulling it in and out. So let's just grab something. And I may just grab I'll just grab a piece of coffee dyed paper. I think I can back it on that, and then we can journal on the back of there. So let's do that. And maybe that should make it thick enough. And yes, I am using a glue stick on this because I'm using my coffee dyed paper, and it doesn't like glue, a lot of glues, but it does like a glue stick for some reason. Stick that right in there. That's cute. I like that. Then we need to put this on a tag that is long enough to slide down in here. It doesn't even have to be the same width as that one because it's going to be here, so only part of it's going to show. So I think I'm just going to use this piece. And since this is just plain copy paper, it's going to need to be backed in this, and then I'll also back it in the coffee dyed paper. Did I say copy paper or coffee paper? I don't know. You know, grandkids wear me out. I love them to death, and I love when they come over here, but they literally wear me to a frazzle. And I really don't think I'm going to make that tag any bigger than what it is right there. I kind of like that. I like that peeking out there. And then this one, I'm going to ink around. So there is that. I do want to put some words or something on here, so I think I'll grab our words here. This just says journal. Put a little ink on that. This one says create. And I think I'm going to put it on the top of that tag right there. I'll close that yuck thing back up. And then for this one, I want to create a little cluster down here in the bottom. So let's grab a few pieces of scrap paper over here. Okay, so we have a piece of book page that we're going to tear around. Then we have a piece of a tag, piece of doily that I have ink dyed. That is some distress ink that I put in there. And I think we'll layer these up maybe like this. And then maybe the journal on top like that. But I think I want to put a little bit of something else on there. So what shall we use? Okay, this is some lace that you guys sent to me. I'm going to use a piece of this on our cluster. So before we put the cluster down, I like to ink the pieces up a little bit. It just makes them look more finished and not like you just tore them out. Which we did just tear them out, but you don't want it to look that way. You want it to look a little bit more finished. Alright. And then we've already got ink on this. Darken it up just a little. And then we're going to use this little piece of lace. And I'm just going to put a tiny bit of ink on it. I'm not putting a lot. I'm just kind of bringing it, toning that white down just a little bit. I keep knocking everything over. So then we're going to put this piece. I think I want the lace. Let's see if I want the lace. No, I think I want the book page down first. I want the book page down first, the lace. Then we're going to put that little piece of tag there, and then we'll put that journal there like that. I think that's how we're going to do our little cluster. So I'm just going to stick some glue in there and start gluing down in the different layers. I find when I get it almost like I want it, I better go ahead and glue, because if I don't, if I pull it up, I forget where to put the glue. And then I forget how they go together, and I've already messed up. Okay, so let's see how this needs to run. This way, I think. Let's put that like that. And then we'll put this little journal right over the top of that. These are the little Sugar Bell bottles, caps, and there's the tops. I have a link for those down below. If you have any type of arthritis and can't squeeze those thick bottles, these things are soft as can be. They're so easy. They do not hurt. Okay, we're going to put that right there. Really, you just turn them up and the glue almost comes out by itself. Right there. Okay. And then you know we have to have a piece of bling. Alright, now what I want is I think I want another piece of this trim. Let me see what side is what. That's the right side. Right here at the top, I think. On that flap. Let me look at that. Oh, so I thought about bringing this in and putting it right on top of the lace. This is one of those no-sew ruffles that we made. But I'm thinking now that that's a little bit too bright. So we may put this one right there on top of the lace. And I may just trim the sides off a little bit so that more of my lace will show. Or I might not even put but about that much. That looks good. I might do that. Okay, first let's put the lace down. And this, I can't remember who sent me this, but thank you so much. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to put that right there. Oh, I looked for these little spatula things today at my Dollar Tree. My Dollar Tree is pitiful. It doesn't have anything, just like our Tuesday mornings has nothing. And they didn't have any. I was going to pick up a couple more. They didn't have any. So, we didn't get any. Alright, I'm just going to trim this off just a little bit on the side. Don't want it to really be even, but I want more of my lace to show. Now this is a no-sew ruffle that we made out of just coffee dyed paper. I will try my best to remember to link that below so that you can go over and check that out. So we're going to put that right there, I think. All right, let's go ahead and trim this off. Cute. I like it. I like it. Okay, let me look at that. Let me hold it up and look at it. Oh yeah, I think that'll work. So let's go ahead and put that down. Right there. Yeah, and that doesn't cover up all of my lace. I've still got plenty of lace showing there. But I still feel like I want something right here on this. So let's see if we have anything just sitting here. Let's look at our butterflies. We got butterflies. We got flowers. We got butterflies. We got all kinds of things. Oh, that's pretty. I know, flowers. But I like the flowers. So let's see what it looks like before we glue it down. It may be too much. I don't know, that light pink one might be better. Let's try. Oh, I kind of like it. Alright, let's put that down right there. These again was from one of you. Thank you. Alright. Let's put that back in there. That looks like it's is in that paper, doesn't it? Now, guess what else I want right there? Anybody know? Anybody want to take a guess? I know you know. I want a number right here. I want a Tina number. And today I think we're going to use number 5. No particular reason, it's just the first one I pulled out. I don't think I want a black one. I think I want just this little off-white one. And we're going to ink it up. Now, we are going to come back to our little mini album. I will probably work on it tomorrow. But today, I felt like I needed to get this done because while it was still fresh in my head. Okay. Yeah, let's put that right there. I think that's going to work. Let's see, is there anything else that we need? We can't really bring in blue. Nope, can't bring any yellow flowers. These are actually some of the little stamps that I got off of some of your parcels that you sent to me. Some of them are, and some of them are some that I've collected over the years. Let's see what these look like. Well, we might could put one of those there. Let's see what it looks like when I cut that orange off of it. And if you want to know, I have lots of people who ask every time I open this little journal. If you want to know how we made this, I will try to remember again to leave that link below so you can go over and check that out. It's very, very easy to make, and I've got to make another one. I love it to hold my stamps and the smaller ephemera that we have. Okay, let's just go with this. I've left my art glitter glue open a little bit long, so it's not wanting to. Alright, we're going to put that right there. And then I'm going to put this little number right down here. And Tina is with Shabby Dabby Doodah. I use a lot of her printables. You can go over and check her out. I feel like I need something for here at the top to know these are tags. What do you think? Okay, I think for now I'm going to leave them like they are. I don't want to get this so busy that you can't really see what it is. But you can open this up and put things down in there. You can use this in a journal if you want. You can always just put a piece of material here and attach it to the signature. So I like that. I really do. Like it, like it, like it. It's very, very cute. Okay, guys, that is it for this project. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And we will probably, tomorrow while we're working on the remainder of our little mini journal here, this is what we've started on. We're going to be putting the signatures and everything in tomorrow and decorating a little bit on it. Tomorrow when we're doing that, we'll probably make some more tags for this. We'll probably make a tag for here and then some little inserts for here. But I just wanted to show you how that come together real quick. Like I said before, I forgot how it come together myself. And that is it. We will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.